Yeah, Pisces came. That's kind of the cool part to all of this. You have to think. You would have to understand Dolores Cannon's convoluted universe material, because that's basically what they've done with the Destiny swap. And until they get it balanced out, you have to think. We have injustice done to the divine. They're continuing the injustice. So, I mean, in one direction, you've got destined Dharma path. And then every time we have to go out of that, the universe makes no mistakes. Anytime I put forward energy on something that's injustice, like we're having to do something because there was an injustice done to the divine, whatever, because of magic, then that's going to magically wrecking ball everything going forward. It's convoluted universe. It says the Dolores Cannon material. And the best example that she gave is think of it like, make a wish. Think of it like you and I decide to go to the store, and halfway we're going to buy a bottle of water. Halfway to the store, I decide not to go. And I turn around and go the other way. In the Convoluted Universe book, that's what Dolores Cannon talks about. God makes no mistakes. Once you set that intention, that energy goes forward. There's another timeline, a convoluted universe, where you and I still go to the store. That's how these people are able to jump timelines. Mac Dryden taught that at the mindfulness coaching, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, cool. That falls right into line with the convoluted universe. So if we have a path that's divinely guided, but then there's a block, there's an injustice done to the divine, yet we're following God's plan. God makes no mistakes. And when we have to deviate from that due to an injustice done to the divine, it's a wrecking ball of energy that just cures. It absolutely heals. It's healing energy. It's love's intent to help or heal everything in that timeline. And that's why y'all are running into the wonky energy. Simple enough. That shit wasn't in the Akashic Records. That shit was a bending of free will. And that's fine. It has nothing to do with me. I have no problem putting as much of my energy into shit that's going to destroy everything on that timeline as I can. It's not my problem. That's their problem. That's what it is. They change the rules and then can't figure out while their entire system is crumbling because they've bent free will. They've allowed an injustice to happen to the divine. So that's injustice. That's divine injustice energy that has to change up every once. We have to go out of our way to satisfy something they don't want to truth. Cool. That's love, light, and truth clearing a path. And then they can't figure it out. Oh, why is nothing working out for us? It feels like an injustice in your world, doesn't it? Feels like God's doing an injustice to me. Yep, and the more energy I put into that, the more that injustice energy is just going to fill that timeline. Simple enough. That's why you don't destiny swap. That's what it is. And when you read through the karma that comes along with sacrificing earth angels, the group karma, the whole group responsible until they do the right thing, nothing they ever do will work out. They'll be blocked, this'll happen, that'll happen, their chariot flips upside down, all kinds of weird shit. Storms, who knows? I don't care. It's not my problem. We're doing what we're supposed to do, remember? We're doing what we're supposed to do. While they can't figure out, well, because they didn't go back. As soon as you remove that block that you put on the situation, chances are it's rainbows and butterflies. But until then, shit is magically it's going to be magically delicious for them. And I got no problem. Simple enough. I have no problem taking my positive healing energy. That's like Osmosis Jones. You ever seen Osmosis Jones? It's like Chris Rock, the white blood cell, just walking, healing everything. And then, because there was an injustice, there was a bending of free will. That's that light and that dark that you're talking about. When someone does something dark, and then you have to serve that dark side with healing energy, that's anthrax from Osmosis Jones. That's anthrax energy just eating up their entire system. And that's fine. That's why they're all under judgment. You can't get that judgment energy on them in that convoluted timeline. If the dark, well, it's negative, a plus a negative equals a negative. Two wrongs don't make a right. That's why it's eating their entire system up, which is fine. That's fine with me. Simple enough. I have no problem with that. It's what it is. You're talking about their bending free will due to magic, and then they can't figure out why everything's magically screwed up and it's just getting worse. Well, that's because we're still putting energy into it. That's what she's explaining. We're unplugging from those that were feeding off of the positive energy. We're getting back on track. But when there was this done, when there was something dark done that caused a problem, and then you have to serve the dark with your positive energy, it's going to positive. Two wrongs don't make anything right on that timeline, and just snowball. If it's a negative, that's what she's talking about. The negative buildup. It's just going and going and going, like Sonic the Hedgehog turning into a table saw blade going through that timeline. Simple enough. That's why they didn't respect the spirituality. That's what you're talking about. And it's what it is. I mean, you can cleanse the energy any way you want to. That's why their entire system, because it's what it is. I mean, you're having to do something that wasn't a part of the plan to serve their dark agenda, and then it's getting all screwed up for them. I got no problem adding more fuel to their fire. Simple enough. Simple enough. They can't figure it out, and we already told them. They don't want to admit it, and we don't care. That's fine. Right? And then what are they doing? Making more. That's what it is. They're trying to cover up more cat turds. Simple enough. That unalive magic cleared. That neutralized the karma. So if you're in a neutral state, it's what you're talking about. And I put a picture up on the community page. You got the positive side and you've got the negative side. Cool. So when something negative was done to the positive side, and now you're having to do something negative for the negative side, fries their whole system. Simple enough. If you can't figure out how jumper cables work, you'll never figure it out. That's what it is. And until they release that energy, cool. We're going to put more fuel to it. We're just going to go ahead and eat up that whole system. Simple enough. Simple enough. And you're right. Leave them guessing. It's just what it is, because that's why they're stuck and we can't do anything, land. We can't figure this out. Well, because we already told you. But they don't want to fix the magic problem. They want things to continue to magically snowball, fucking up their world, and that's fine. God is all that is. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light has to be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time for myself, as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. That's what it is. What you're talking about. We're getting back on track, but yet they're still bending our free will, pulling us off of our track when they were wrong to begin with because of whatever they can't figure out. Cool. Ignorance isn't a point. Simple enough. Let them figure it out with karma. Simple enough. Thank you, Spirit. Simple enough. That's what it is. And I mean, that's the energy that you're talking about. Every time that I have to stop what I'm doing and go work for the dark side, cool. That's my dark energy going into their dark side and just eating it up. And that's fine. It's how they get karma. That's what you're talking about. How these people keep getting karma and can't figure out why. Well, we just told you. We just told you. Simple enough. Thank you, Spirit. That's what it is. I mean, what does that do? Well, it pretty much eats up the matrix. It completely causes everything to crumble. Simple enough. Simple enough. They made rules that were not a part of fate. So when you have to stop working for God to go fucking satisfy the devil. I'm God. Cool. That's creating more hell for them. It's adding more energy to hell. It's adding more fuel to the fire, which is fine. Simple enough. Thank you, Spirit. I have no problem with that, but that's why you have that energy in there, and I don't mind. I don't. That's adding service work to the devil. That's what it is. And those who know. Okay, great. Simple enough. Simple enough. I mean, you can't have Pisces talking about you're protected by Pisces kingdom. You're protected, and these people can't figure out why using your energy or siphoning your energy or utilizing your energy for a dark injustice, there was injustice done to the divine. So while I'm fueling that system with any kind of healing energy, it's healing that system, everything that's wounded in that system. What does it happen? Well, shit, if they're continuing to be corrupt, it's removing the corrosion. So everybody that's corrupt on that timeline gets removed. There's no more corrosion. Ooh, look at that. Protection. Yeah, protection's upside down, but we don't read reversals here. But didn't that come out last night? Isn't that beautiful how that works? Communication. Yeah, it's simple enough. The communication we gave them from the past, that shit wasn't good enough. Great. Now they will be going through an 8-year cycle of everything that the Earth Angel went through. And while I'm looking for that Earth Angel, they'll be going through everything the Earth Angel went through. It's that easy. It's not that hard. Wisdom, baby. Simple enough. That's why to relax. That's why Pisces Kingdom's talking about relaxation. They're hating from outside of the club that they can't even get in. And that's the thing is every time I have to come out of the club and go out here and deal with the darkness that thinks it has something special going on, there's more healing. That's healing energy. Okay, great. So if you're adding negative to negative, what kind of healing does that create? No more problems is what it creates. That's what it is. And they can't figure out why this is going wrong and that's going wrong. Well, we just told them. But they don't want to fix it. They want to create more problems, which is fine. Let them create more problems to snowball, and bam, this doesn't work. Bam, this shorts out. This shorts out. Why isn't anything working? Well, because you have to go back to the beginning. What worked on the Earth Angel last time didn't work this time. Cool. Then that means what didn't work this time is fuel. I'm adding healing to it. I'm just pushing that energy that didn't work this time. We're just pushing that shit right on through onto everyone else. Passing the buck like they do is basically what it is on an energetic level. Simple enough. Simple enough. So it's what it is. It's exposing everything. You've got a line or a post. You've got a post with a whole bunch of corrosion on it. It's eating the corrosion off of it. Okay, great. Simple enough. Simple. I mean, it's what it is. You would have to know the magician and what they did. And I don't care. I don't care what they did. Simple enough. They don't care who they hurt, and I don't know these people. I don't know who these people are. Simple enough. Simple enough. However, when you're talking about an entire community under judgment because there was a past injustice done to the divine on the divine path by whatever magical means that you girls are talking about. Great. So when that free will was bent, and then we get back on track, but what bent the free will is still in front of us. Cool. Well, that's just pushing bent free will right on down that timeline. And then you've got the devil telling, this is why your timeline is collapsing and this illusion and this illusion. No, it's convoluted universe. It wasn't part of God's plan. They're mocking God. Okay, great. Now they're mockeries of God. Confirmation. Simple enough. Simple enough. Not that hard to figure out. I mean, you would have to understand the convoluted universe material. And that's what it is. And that shit is that's so top shelf, that's so high level. Dolores Cannon says that these books are basically meant to turn your brain into a pretzel. Okay, great. So what energy are these people stuck in? Bent brain pretzel energy? Cool. Then we're right on money. We're right on target. We're right on target. So you got to think, if they have a war on drugs, or they have a war on this, and then they're fueling that shit that they're having the war on, or we don't like human black market sales, but then they give it energy to keep it going. It just builds up. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse over time. Great. Same thing with service work. It's no different. Energy is energy. Energy is energy. And you're talking about this shit's on a soul level. It's on a spiritual level. Okay, great. More people will wake up and more corrosion will be removed. Simple enough. The best way to communicate with anyone is from the heart, with joy and gratitude. The angel of communication can help you to deepen the understanding between yourself and other people by combining your thoughts and your feelings, like the lyrics and the melody in a beautiful song. If you are trying to discuss feelings or difficult issues with another person, but are struggling to find the appropriate words or the right time, first, meditate on what you wish to express to that person. Ask the angel of communication to inspire you by revealing to you the appropriate words to use and by prompting you to speak when the time is right. Trust in the outcome, knowing that the angel is with you. I connect with the oneness of all creation as I communicate from the heart. That would be the thing. If you have a system of red food coloring, and then you force a blue drop into your red food coloring, and then you get mad because now blue has messed up your red flow. You shouldn't have forced that blue into your red flow and then wondered, oh God, why isn't my red flow? Why isn't that shit right anymore? Because they forced blue into it. You can't have something that you want to go streamline and then force something darker into it and expect it to keep that same even flow. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. That's what it is. And then they can't go back and say, you know what, we probably made a mistake by putting that blue drop in the red juice. That's what it is. And then they drank the Kool-Aid to begin with. They drank the Kool-Aid with rose-colored glasses to begin with. That's what it is. However, when you're talking about that, yes, we're calling our energy back from what they were siphoning, but we're still having to add healing energy into something. It's a double negative. Simple enough. Simple enough. And they can't figure out, oh God, why isn't anything working? Because you're trying to put the square peg in the round hole and force that shit. God told you those pegs don't work. But you don't care. You think, oh, you know what? We can take this square peg. We can get it in that round hole. Even though we're stupid. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. That's what it is. I mean, we've got 8 years of this. We've got 8 years of this divine justice balancing the scales. It's just starting. We haven't even hit the fall season yet. Just wait. Is it going to be shocking? I don't know. I'm inside the club. Everything's happened. They're hating outside the club that they can't even get in. However, every time I have to come outside the club, it's not good energy. It's what it is, because you've got hate. It's just what it is. They're making the dark, because we're in here doing light things. We're working for the light. But when the dark forces us to come out, within our dark side goes in, and it just causes sparks and all kinds of destruction, and that's fine. That's what they can't figure out, is they're destroying themselves, and we're happy to be of service. We are happy to be of service. Do. And that's what she's talking. Pisces Kingdom is talking about. These narcissists are now having awakenings because they're starting to see all of this spiritual stuff going on, but yet they're still holding on to the old ways. They don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to change. They still want to judge not lest ye be judged, because there is that element. However, when you ascend out of that and they keep trying to pull you back down, cool, that's God. That's fire. Every time I have to come back down to that shit, that's a fire being started. Poof, that's God starting fires. Do. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Yep. Get those fires started. Simple enough. Keep it going. No, they don't need water. They want fire. Water represents emotion. Fire, they want sparks. They want sparks and fire. Simple enough. Simple enough. And yes, it is very convoluted. As soon as you say that, I've read the book. So that's what it is. And simple enough. if you've got that energy in the cards and you can't figure it out, and then I just told you what it is, looks like I just took the round peg and put it in the round hole. Simple enough. The best way to communicate with anyone is from the heart. We already read that. Protection. Simple enough. Simple enough. I mean, that's the thing. And she just said it. The more they let it go on, the more karma they're racking up. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you're getting to learn all the karmic lessons that you can possibly rack up. I appreciate that. It's only going to get worse for you. Okay, great. I'm cool with that. That's what they wanted. What they want for another is what they want for themselves. So the more that they want for another is just the more that they want for themselves and everyone involved. And it's always going to end up that way until they let go of it. If you don't have a hold of the ball on a string, when you throw the ball and then look the other way, it can't come back and hit you in the head. It's exactly what they're doing. They can't figure out why. They keep throwing the ball that's attached to a string because they don't want to let go. They don't want to let go, or they don't want to take accountability. So every time they throw that ball and it comes back and it hits them in the head, but that's the difference, is it's not one person going through that. Now it's a whole group throwing one ball and then a big ball coming back and slamming them. Big ball coming in. That's what it is. And I've ascended out of that. So that's where when they throw the ball, it just goes out as far as the line will go. And then bam. And every time I come down, fire, bam, double negative. Simple enough. There's no way to. You would have to talk to the magician that did all this shit, that traveled around. You would have to know how many energy manipulation tactics they used to know just how bad it's going to be for them. Protection. In order to act effectively in everyday life, you need to protect your inner being. This ability is even more important if you are engaged in spiritual work, to shield you from the negative energies of others. The angel of protection can help you to safeguard your physical, emotional, and spiritual self. If you feel vulnerable, for example, when facing a hostile person or someone who is draining your energy, and this is what Pisces Kingdom just talked about, anything of a negative nature that is draining my energy is getting instant karma. Okay, cool. So it doesn't matter how good this situation is. It's negative because it's not a part of the plans. They're bending fate. That's not fate. That's not destiny. That's not a part of the plan. And for the universe to balance those scales out, it just removes them. I would assume that's what you're talking about. They're getting karma. We're getting good karma and they're getting tons of bad. And they're doing everything they can to stop our good karma, only to get worse karma for them. Okay. Just fucking simple enough. Simple enough. What is my concern? When a reader says, all these people. Okay, great. That's the difference between I'm going to take out that person and I'm going to get a lot of people involved to do it. They won't know that, but yet they will still suffer the same karmic consequences. That's what it says. When I do the research, that's the information that I find, right? So when I provide that information, they can go do their research. Simple enough. And find ways to solve their own karmic problems, their own karmic disputes. People are fighting. Okay, great. That has nothing to do with the ball of light that's in the club. They're hating outside the club. I would agree, because they can't even get in. The problem is when I have to come out of the club and add more energy to that injustice, it creates bigger karma for them. That's what she was just talking about. Simple enough. That's what you're talking about. Slave labor on American soil, when that's not a part of the system. Their entire system's falling apart. Everybody's getting exposed, and they can't figure out why. When they keep turning the flashlight on their timeline. If they have a timeline that they want to keep dark, don't keep pulling the flashlight into it, because every time I come in, it energetically lights up the whole thing. Simple, and they're too stupid to realize that. They're pulling the light in. The light is shining on everyone in that timeline, and they're mad at the light because they pulled it in. Oh, how did we get exposed? Well, you kept pulling the light, which was an injustice. We were on the light path. You kept pulling the light into the dark. When you pull the light into the dark, it exposes the dark. Can't be that fucking stupid. These people cannot be that dumb. And that's what it is. And then keep pulling the light. It keeps burning them. Ow, ow, ow. Why does this keep happening? Well, because you won't go back and fix the darkness that started it. You'd have to know the magician. Simple enough. Simple enough. And it's very simple. What they did to the Earth Angel last time didn't work this time. Cool. So that means if it didn't work on the Earth Angel, it's working on all of them. Everyone involved. Simple. Oh! That's what it is. Simple enough. Simple enough. Wait a minute. What did they do to the Earth Angel last time? Good question. That's why I'm looking for that Earth Angel. And as soon as I find that Earth Angel, I will ask them. That way, because I can understand. I can understand probably what happened to that Earth Angel while everybody else is getting karma and just falling from grace. That's fucking hard to figure out. You're talking about people that they're going up to a door that says pull and trying to push. They're wanting to keep everything in the dark, yet they keep turning on the light. That's what it is. They want to keep everything. They want to keep everything dark. Yeah, your intuition's unlike any. That's what it is. A convoluted universe, and it's very simple. If they would listen to me the first time. Pisces, everything you're saying is unfolding just as you said. Well, yeah, but that's the problem is I said some of this shit a year ago. So if they would have listened when they would have seen my psychic abilities a year ago, they wouldn't be having all these problems I told them about then. Hey, look at that. Look at that. You got to think. You've got that energy in the cards of these people are upset that they're being exposed. Well, that's because there was an injustice done to the divine light, and they keep pulling the light back into the darkness. And every time I go into that darkness, and it energetically exposes everything, and they're too stupid to realize they're the ones doing it. It's energy that affects them in ways they don't understand. If they can't figure out how fucking earth magnets work and jumper cables, they're never going to understand this energy work. Especially not with the dark arts involved. Dark arts and the healing arts do not mix. Using dark arts against the healing arts, that heals all your problems, all your shitty politicians, all your crooked cops. It heals all that shit. Simple enough. Simple enough. It's healing. It's healing energy. It's doing a great job too, isn't it? If you feel vulnerable, for example, when facing a hostile person or someone who is draining your energy, or when traveling alone in a strange place, say silently or out loud, "Angel of protection, please be with me." Imagine that you are wrapped in a blue cloak or enclosed in a bubble of blue light to protect yourself further. Do not take unnecessary risks and trust that the angel will stay with you and give thanks to him. It says it right there. If you have a bubble of protection and you've got this dark timeline that you certainly don't want angelic protection in, quit grabbing the bubble and pulling it in there. Simple enough. They keep grabbing they want to do shit in the dark, yet they want to keep turning the light on. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I am protected by a shield of angelic power and nothing can harm me. Symbols: sapphire brooch, white light, shield, ruby, amethyst, and closed box. It's what you gotta think. We're protected by the divine. They keep trying to attack the divine. Light keeps shining because they came after the light and then they got the light. Oh man, the light shined on us. Well, you walked up to the flashlight and turned it on, blasted you right in the face. That's dumb. Wisdom. Pisces kingdom trying to figure it. She's like, it's just what it is. We don't know what's going on here. And I figured take your nose would have been smart enough to realize that if you don't have your nose and someone has a problem with anything that the divine is doing, then all you have to do is tell that person, you don't have a nose. You knows not what you're talking about. But yet everybody knows. They all know. They all understand 2,500-year-old energy from Japan. They all understand that. Oh yeah, they know everything about that shit. You got every reader talking about they're playing an energy that they don't understand. Exactly. They have no understanding of that shit. Simple enough. Simple enough. Right? They have understanding of baneful magic and voodoo and shit. Okay, great. Goes right back on them. Beautiful. Wisdom. Knowledge can be obtained with many sources, but wisdom arises from within. Wisdom involves understanding how all your life experiences form of a greater universal pattern and is vital for spiritual growth. The angel of wisdom assures you that he is by your side to help your soul find this wisdom on its journey through life. Seek a peaceful place where you can be alone, in the mountains, among the trees, by the sea, anywhere you can find a sense of stillness that will reflect your inner being. Ask the angel of wisdom to bring your mind into harmony with the divine laws that govern the universe and to nurture the blossoming of your inner wisdom. I connect with universal wisdom and also trust my inner wisdom. Symbols: apple, mountain range, golden, yellow, bee, moonlight, owl, and pearl. Sweetie, you can't have a pearl without irritation of the oyster. Okay, great. So you've got all of these people that can't figure out why they're under divine judgment, why they're getting karma. They can't figure it out. Why? I will tell you why. They are part of a group that does not want to heal. They don't want to heal, but yet they keep forcing healing energy into the situation that's healing them anyway. Okay, great. But then they don't want to do the thing. So they're butting heads. They're fighting against themselves. Oh, we can't. Okay, cool. That's two magnets. That's trying. If you don't know how a fucking magnet works, you're never going to be able to understand. If you can't take two magnets and sit there, oh well, these two go together and these two don't. These people are trying to force that shit. It'll sooner or later. Tell me how that works out for you. Fucking magic magnetic system that's falling the fuck to pieces. You tell me how that works for you. Quit pulling the other magnet in there and it won't magically fuck up on you. Namaste.